What's up, guys? This is Jensen and welcome to another video. So with the NFL season gonna start in September, hopefully, obviously, as we all hope, I was wondering who would have the better season, Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins. And it's certainly an interesting question, and what makes it even more interesting is the fact that Kevin Stefanski, who was obviously Kirk Cousins' offensive coordinator in Minnesota last year, is now the head coach for the Cleveland Browns. Obviously puts an interesting twist into things. I mean, let's look at Kirk Cousins to start, though. Obviously, losing Kevin Stefanski is going to hurt Kirk Cousins for sure. But at the same time, I'm a huge believer in Kirk Cousins. I think the dude gets a ton of scrutiny. I think that he can show up in the big moments. He really is a good quarterback. I would say borderline top 10 right now. And the dude can play. Sometimes we act like the dude can't play. He can play. Although I expect a downgrade in terms of stats and performance this year. Obviously because, well, for one, they lost Stefanski. I think Stefanski is a brilliant offensive mind. But also because they lost Stephon Diggs. And while I think they'll be able to find some help for Kirk Cousins in the draft in terms of wide receiver, I do have the Minnesota Vikings drafting a wide receiver with one of their first round picks in the 2020 NFL draft, in my mock draft. Although I'm not going to specify which one, that's for next week. But I do have them selecting a wide receiver. But at the same time, it's hard to believe that a wide receiver that they select towards the end of the first round is going to have the same type of impact as a Stephon Diggs. At the same time, you still have to remember that they do have Dalvin Cook. He's not going to fall off a cliff. He'll have a very good season. Thielen's still there, as we all know. Kyle Rudolph, he's still a solid tight end. But at the same time, I do think that Baker Mayfield's going to have a better season. And this might be shocking to some. But Baker Mayfield, this season, he's going to look a lot like Kirk Cousins from last season. Because I think that Stefanski is the perfect coach for Baker. Because when we look at what went wrong with the Cleveland Browns last year, a large part of it was because Baker Mayfield was holding onto the ball too long, and thus he was making bad decisions. He was scrambling all over the field like he was some sort of Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes, which we know he's clearly not. This dude's a pocket passer first. He can kind of escape the pocket a little bit if he has to, but you know that that's not what you really want him doing. But I keep telling people, Stefanski with Baker Mayfield is a perfect combo. We saw a lot of Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook play action last year and how deadly it was. That's going to be this year's Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb play action. We'll be talking about it all year. That's going to create a lot of opportunities. You're going to see Baker Mayfield get the ball out of his hands quickly to guys like Austin Hooper, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, guys like that. We can't forget that Kareem Hunt is on the team too. We know that, with a guy like that, you can certainly do some interesting things. Chubb is going to have a great season. I assume that they're going to be able to get some offensive line help. In my mock draft, I do have them selecting a left tackle with the 10th pick. Well, once again, I'm not going to specify who it is. That's for next week. But overall, I do think that Baker Mayfield, he's going to have a better season. He'll be a borderline MVP candidate, and the Browns will be in the playoffs. Because even though they won't win the division, they're in a soft AFC, at least compared to the NFC. And with 3 wildcard spots there, it's pretty safe to assume the Browns will be able to secure one. I feel pretty confident about that. So Baker Mayfield is going to have a better season, believe it or not. Hard to believe, but it's going to happen. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll be praying for NFL and NBA hot takes as the season goes on. Have a good day. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Jensen Sports. See y'all later.